Hey, what's going on, everyone on YouTube? I am back with another video, and I've been wanting to talk about this one for quite some time. I just never did, just because I didn't want to like jump on the bandwagon or anything like that. You know how I feel about that. But so about a month ago, we're going on the month anniversary of Etika's death. And for those of you who don't know who Etika is, he was a YouTuber, like a pretty big YouTuber, actually. One of my favorites. I'm not really a big YouTuber guy anyway, but he was definitely one of my favorites. And um, on June 26th is when I remember posting about it. But on June 26th, he was found. Police in New York had found his body from an apparent suicide. And so, it's, you saw the rounds of the internet. A lot of people aren't really like saying much about it anymore because it's something that already happened, so it's not really something that you hear a lot of people talk about anymore. But um it really bothered me, like, just kind of not bothered me, but it really hurt me in a sense, because I was very much like, um I liked him a lot, and he was really like he was a breath of fresh air, and he was like a joy to watch, and he was, that's the thing that like really sucks the most, is that when you see people who are just full of life and full of energy, and like radiates happiness, or at least tries to radiate happiness, so much so, you know what I mean? And they're gone too soon. It makes me sad, to the point where it's like he felt like he had to take his own life. And that, and it really sucks to me. It really sucks, because if you haven't seen my videos, but I don't know, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And you may not have seen it, but I mean, I talk in length in one of my older videos about, like, suicide. Don't do it. It sucks. It's not worth it. And it's this it feels like this whole thing feels like a multi-layered thing to me. And part of it is that, he was young, and not only that, it's like he was young, he's a black man, and he was like this huge nerd, you know what I mean? And it's like, I just remember, like, in my time when I didn't think I was gonna make it, it was really, I can only imagine what he was feeling like in his last few days, because it sucks to have to get to that point. You know what I mean? It's horrible. So it so I guess I'll start by like saying this. Being black in America is really hard, and I hate to bring. I mean, I don't mean to bring race into it, but I'm just telling you how it is. Being black in America is hard, and I highly doubt that has anything to do with it, because he seemed like he was like, he seemed like he had friends, like, and support from all around, from everyone. So I highly doubt race is an issue. I'm just bringing this up as a thing. It's hard being black in America, and it's hard in a sense that, take it from personal experience, mental health in the black community isn't something that's really spoken about. It's still not something that's spoken about, but it's something. It's starting to get better, I guess, at least with our generation. We're starting to like pick up on it more, and we're starting to talk about it more, and it's starting to be something that's more of an open discussion about, about mental health. But I can tell you, just on personal experiences, just from when I had my whole issue. When I felt the way that I did, the first thing that my family said was, you should go to church, not, go see a therapist, or you should talk to someone about it. You should go to church and you should pray about it. Granted, that may help some people, and that may be a thing that some people do. That's not what I do. You can pray all day, all night, but prayer isn't going to get you the mental help that you need. You need to actually talk to someone. You need to see someone. And, black families in general, I know that's how it was with my family. They just said, go to church. That was their thing. You need to go to church. You need to work it. You need to talk to the Lord, and you need to work it out, and the Lord will guide you wherever you need to go. And that's what I said. Not to demean anyone who's like really faith based, because my mom is like really big in her faith, and it's good because for her faith instills hope, and the hope that she has from faith keeps her going, and it keeps her mentality positive. It keeps her whole spirit up. So I'm completely okay. For the people who it helps like that, totally okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, of course. But, I didn't know Etika's like personal life. I tried to not really look at those videos too much about him. I just, he was just so good at like, if I were watching one of his videos or something, he always fucking made me laugh. He always was just, fucking hilarious, and all of his stuff. And it's like to see someone who didn't get the help that they needed, either because he didn't think he had anyone there. I know I didn't feel like I had anyone there, but it's like either he felt like he didn't have anyone there who he could talk to, or he just felt like super alone to the point where it was like isolation is comfort, or something like that. The fact that he felt leaving was the only thing that he could do. That part is really sad, especially coming from someone who was full of energy and full of life, and that, I just remember like how hard it was for me. I didn't think I would ever get out of that deep. It was dark, you know what I mean? It was deep and it was dark, and it was a lot for me. And I didn't know if I could ever get out of anything like that, because you won't know it until you get into it, but it's like you feel like you're so deep into this darkness that you can't get out. And it took, gosh, I don't know how many, it had to have taken maybe 2 to 3 years worth of therapy for me to actually feel decent enough again, to feel like I'm not like stuck, or I'm not gonna, do something stupid, and it just sucks because I know what it was like being black and having mental health issues and like suffering from like really hardcore major depression. Your family, black families, are more akin to be like, you should go to church and talk to Jesus about it, or not say anything about it at all. It's one of those out of sight, out of mind things. Rather than them say you should go talk to someone about mental health, because it's not something that's discussed in the black family, And I don't know. It just sucks to see someone like him who like. And I don't really watch a lot of YouTube anyway. That's just not something that I watch enough YouTube, but there aren't individual people who I'll actually watch a lot of. He was one of the few, because it was good to see a black nerd. I love black nerds. So it's good to see like a black nerd who's like a gamer, who shared the same passion for video games as I do. You know what I mean? And to see him gone because of something that could have been prevented, it just takes me back to when I was where I was, and it blows. It sucks. It blows. Like, it hurts really bad. And it just makes me sad, because it just makes me think about, if I had gone, I wouldn't be where I am now. I would have never met the people that I met. I would have never experienced the things that I've experienced, and for him to sell himself short, because, who knows the reason? He doesn't, we don't know the reason. He had already, by the time everything was said and done, he had already made up his mind of what he wanted to do. You can tell. And you can tell with someone if they're suicidal, you can tell if they already have their mind made up or not. Like, if someone's wanting to call, like, I know, like, for me, I say I wanted to kill myself, but I know that I made sure to reach out to people first, because I knew I didn't want to do it. I kept telling myself that I wanted to do it, and if it got to the point, I would have done it. But you know if someone really wants to, because they generally have their mind made up already, And it's just really sad to me to see someone. This is like he was a kid. He was a kid, and it's just like to see someone who's so passionate about the same shit that I'm passionate about, and so, like, just happy. It's like, the part that sucks is that, Robin Williams said it best. It's like, he knows what it's like to feel so down and so far gone, that he wants to make other people laugh, so that way he didn't feel the way that he felt. And it's just, depression is a struggle, man, and it's something that's like that it's something that you have to fight, and you have to fight for that shit every fucking day. Like, it's like, I mean, it had, at least, I don't even remember, because I was so gone. I don't even remember how many years it took for me to get, to do anything, but it took, at least 3 years of therapy for me to feel even a fraction of a bit better than what I was before. You know what I mean? If you're, and I said it again, I'll say it again. If you're having thoughts of suicide, just reach out to me. I'll put my stuff down below. Reach out. I can't deal with someone feeling that low, especially having been there, because it really hits me hard. If you know someone or something, there's a suicide hotline. You can reach out to that. But I'll keep saying it as many times as I need to. It's not worth it. I promise you, it's not worth it. We eventually die anyway, but, like, you shouldn't give your life up. All the happiness, all the pain, all the sadness, all the joy. There's so many layers to life. You can't let one bad thing fuck you up for the rest of your life, to the point where it's not even the rest of your life anymore. Anyway, I'm running out of time. So, if you have comments, leave them down below. I'm going to put my stuff there, so, like my Instagram and Twitter and stuff. So, if you want to reach out and talk to me, feel free to. All I can do is reassure you, but I guarantee you, don't do it. It's not. I promise you, it's not worth it. You guys have a good day. I'll be doing another video, so just look out for that one. And I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Live life. Stop being sad. Prayers.